Hey there, good looking. Join me for my signature tri-set training routine. Listen, this is how I train or used to train my clients. This is how I train myself. Essentially, we are supersetting either upper and lower body or opposing muscle groups so that everything gets the proper rest. And then also adding an extra exercise to work into your core. It's going to be great. You're going to love it and you're going to feel so energized when you're done. Now, I'd love for you to grab all the dumbbells because we're going to be hitting every muscle. So every, area of the muscle, maybe you'll lift a little differently. For example, we're doing reverse flies. Those you might need light dumbbells for. Then we're going to be doing some curls and presses, those moderate. And then we'll be working legs, which hopefully you are training with heavy dumbbells. Now remember, wherever you are in your fitness journey also determines what weight you're lifting. So it's what you consider a light, moderate, and heavy. Okay? Awesome. All right. Oh, and optional are a pair of yoga blocks to build the ground up for one exercise. If you don't have them, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you a workaround. All right, let's go get warmed up. Before we get started, if you'd like to track your fitness with your watch, press start now. For reference, I chose the strength setting on my Apple Watch. All right, let's warm up the core. We're just gonna start down here and get going here. Let's go on the hands and knees, wrists under shoulders, knees apart underneath the hips. Draw the belly button in, brace those abs. Gaze at the top of the mat, extend one leg in the opposite arm, and then turn the thumb up to the ceiling on that opposite arm, reach it, release back to start, other side. So bird dog here, pretty familiar exercise for many of you. And as I said, nice way to wake up the core. If this is stressful on the knees, remember you can always double up that mat. Keep those abs braced. Reaching it, fingers to heel. One more each side. Last one. Beautiful. Big toes together. Open the knees up. Sit your bum back a little bit. Left hand behind left ear. Elbow goes in between that right knee and elbow. And then rotate, look up. Getting into the thoracic spine and shoulder. We sit back a bit so we kind of lock out the low back so we don't get that twist and motion through our low back. We get it through the mid back. One more. Left hand releases, right hand light behind the ear, same thing, other side. One more. Beautiful. Come off of the hands for me, step forward with one leg. Tuck that back toe under that back leg and drive yourself to stand and drop it down and up. Lunges. How'd you do on that, getting up and down without assistance? Yeah, good job. If it didn't happen, it will. Don't worry. Take yourself as deep as it feels comfortable. Now, my advanced people, can we get the knee just to tap the ground and then drive back up, both legs straight. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Step forward, feet hip width, step back with the other leg. Again, limit that range of motion if that's what you're comfortable doing with your lunge. Remembering we're still warming up. And the whole idea of the warm up is to slowly wake up the muscles in the joints and prepare them for the work to be done. My advanced people, can we tap that knee down? Try for 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Come with your feet shoulder width apart, hands light behind the ears. Push the hips back into a hinge drive to stand. So if you place your hands right at the top of your leg, your hip crease there, that's where we are hinging from. Not at the waistband where unfortunately many people do their hinge. Here we keep the spine neutral. We keep those discs in your back happy. And we train the proper muscles. Right here we're warming up glutes and hammies. Last 3, 2, now stay down here for me. 1, bring the arms down and then reach up, look up, other side. So we have 3 exercises, as I mentioned, 40 seconds of work, 20-second rest, 2 sets. Grab a water, then we move on. Total of 4 circuits. Last 2. Last 1. Excellent, come on up. Big arm circles now. Make them really big. We want to warm those shoulders up, and in addition to all the muscles that attach to the shoulder joints, so your pecs, your lats, your traps. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, grab a sip now of water if you'd like. The first exercise is a gorilla row. Now, for many, it might be not available to you because you got to get into a pretty deep squat for it. So that's where the yoga blocks come in handy. And you can situate yourself. Take a look with the yoga blocks here. And that's going to pop our ground up. You can even build it up higher. Now, if that doesn't interest you whatsoever, the exercise is actually the row portion. So you'll go into a hip hinge and stand. All right, let's get set up. We want heavy dumbbells. 3, 2, 1. And row it up. So one of our trainers on Over 50 Fitness, Tia, she taught me this one here for the gorilla row. Just popping it the ground up just a little bit with a yoga block. It does make it a little nicer. We still are sitting down with the legs. So this is a upper and a lower body all together. You're welcome. Breathe it out, row it up. Last one. Drive to stand. Beautiful. All right, so while the lats get a break, we're going to superset it with the opposing muscle group, your pecs. I'm going to do a push-up, mini-me's here to show you the chest press with your heavy dumbbells. I'm also going to use my blocks because I find it easier on my wrists. Knees or toes, whatever feels best for you. Don't have those elbows flare out too much. They're more going towards the back of your mat. There is a bit of a flare. It's not a true tricep push-up, but don't let them go out too much. Now, 40 seconds is a long time for a push-up. So as I mentioned, you might want to start on the knees or do the toes. You start to lose form, drop on the knees. Think of exhaling as we press up. That's the hard part. 2 more. Keep that body nice and long like a plank. Last one. Excellent. All right. Grab your light dumbbells that you have for your core move. My beginners, body weight only. Situate in a dead bug position. Draw the belly button in. Slowly lower one arm in the opposite leg. Let's go. And other side. So we're not allowing the low back to pop off the mat. And we do have that little bit of lumbar curve. So we're bracing in those abs, maintaining that tight core position. The dumbbells are going to add more resistance for the upper body, a lot more, so you can get rid of them if it's not working for you. So this is the last one of the circuit. We're going to go back to that gorilla row when the timer goes. Breathe out as we pull the hand back above the shoulder. Nice modification to this is keep the knee bent and tap the heel to the ground. Don't straighten the leg. All right, roll yourself up. If you were doing the gorilla row with the ground built, you'll get those yoga blocks set up, or perhaps you chose to do a standing row. Okay, it's your workout. You get to choose what you do. I'm just here to give you some coaching and guidance. Here we go. If you're with me, we sink and we row. Neutral spine in whatever variation you decide to go with. Breathing out as we pull up. So this is traditionally done with kettlebells because the bell portion is going to be a little higher up off the ground, or due to the bell, you're going to be able to sit up a bit more. Let's get in one more each arm. Drive to stand. Woo, there we go. No more of those. All right, dumbbells away. Now, push up, or maybe you chose to do the dumbbell chest press. For the push up, 40 seconds. I know it's a long time. So the reason I did it though is because we only do 2 rounds, and I figured we can do 2 rounds of 40 seconds. Here we go. Nice long spine. Chase that plank for the entire push-up motion. So yeah, a push-up is a moving plank, so a lot of core here. We're also weight bearing on the wrists, which is great for bone health of the wrists and shoulder joints. And then we're doing the push-up, so we've got pecs, triceps, front shoulder all fired up. Breathe out as we press up. Last 10 seconds. Let's try to get one more in. Whoa, yes. All right. Optional is to grab those light dumbbells for a weighted dead bug. Again, my beginners do body weight only. I want you to feel that muscle and that core contraction before we load you up. Legs up, knees over hips, hands above shoulders. Draw the belly button in, brace the abs. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Now don't let, if you're holding on the dumbbell, don't let that arm just drop behind you, okay? You control it. After this, we'll grab a quick sip of water and we're moving into a new series of moves. Once again, your dead bug, you don't want that low back to pop up. So if that's happening, keep that knee bent. I talked about that bent knee, heel drop in the last set. Really nice way to tone this one down. Whew, all right, grab a sip of water. Cheers, I need to wet my whistle. There's a lot of talking here. We're moving into a deadlift pattern. Now to hit all of the posterior chain muscles. Yeah, we got a bunch going on. All right, grab your heavy dumbbells, toes turned out and feet wide, dumbbells in front. Initiate the move by bending the knees and then push the hips rear. Drive to stand, neutral spine. Here's what it looks like side view. So we're going to start it with the knees and then we push the bum back and we hinge. Remember that we learned that hinge in warm up. It's coming through that hip joint, not your waistband. Abs are braced. Dumbbells are close to the body. Couple of more. Last one. Beautiful. All right. Moderate or heavy, we're doing a bicep curl with a press, one arm at a time. So I'm going to try my heavies, see how I do. First, we want to brace the abs. So I want you to pretend someone's coming to sucker punch you and you're bracing for that impact. Beautiful. Keep that contraction. Start with this arm. Give me a hammer curl and press. Slow. Good. Other side. And press. You got it. Breathe it out. Don't swing. Knees are soft. Those abs are still braced. That bracing action is firing up a muscle called the transverse abdominis, deep core muscle, or TVA, we also call it. And that's going to help give our low back some support, some stability, as well as give us some power with the moves. So we worked legs, now we're giving them a break, and now working the upper body. So that's the superset here. Let's finish off the other one. Yes. All right, we're in a high plank position. If that doesn't work for you, place your hands on top of a chair or bench, elevating yourself off the ground. Now from this position, walk your wrists so that they're behind the shoulders. Now feet mat width, sit right back for me and drive yourself forward. Sit back, drive yourself. Fingers wide or fingers apart, and then grip the mat with your fingertips. That'll take some pressure off of your wrists. So here we're going to feel quads, upper body, all that bracing and holding us and moving us. And then we've got the core. The key though is to have those wrists before the shoulders, so they're not directly on top. You're not directly on top of your wrists on this one. Last one. Perfect. All right, those are our 3 moves. Let's do them again. Sumo deadlift. Grab those heavies. Feet wider than shoulders, toes turned out. Pull the shoulders back and down. Now brace those abs. Beautiful. Hinge. Bend the knees, hinge the hip, drive. Slow and controlled. We want to feel the hamstrings and glutes on this. You may feel your low back muscles too. Make sure that you're just feeling the muscles and not pain or discomfort. Time. All right, find a weight that you can hammer curl and press above the head, alternating. So it's a unilateral move, meaning that the opposite side oblique waist muscles really fired up as we use the other side. Let's try this side. Here we go. Curl, press, and down. Yes. Ooh, look at that. We got a rep in before the timer. Now in the last few workouts, for those of you that are with me on a regular basis, you may notice that I'm not saying what weight I'm using. So I don't want you to get hung up on what I'm using. A couple reasons. One, I usually don't just film one workout. I film 3 to 5 in a row. So what weight I'm using really isn't relative to what weight I could really use. And I want you to start learning what your lights, your moderate, your heavies are. Last one here. Beautiful. All right. Blast offs are coming up. Remembering that we can elevate our hands. All right. That's going to make the exercise a lot more manageable. We want those wrists behind shoulders. Fingers are spread, and then we'll grip them out with our fingertips. Feet apart, sit back, drive forward. Now, I'm not sure how many more years left I've got in filming 3 to 5 workouts in a row, because it sure is getting tougher as I get closer to 60. But it's just the way I find it easier to bulk film as much content as I can while the room's set up. So there's a little backstory about me and filming. I won't talk about it anymore. Last one, because this workout's about you, not me. All right, check out those wrists. Grab a sip of water if you need it. We're moving into a new circuit. Front squat, reverse flies, and side planks are on the menu. So, front squat, heavy dumbbells. Almost choked on that. Dumbbells can be here by all means, but front squat usually means here, loading up the core and the quads more. Push the hips back, or you can put them right on top of the shoulders. So remember your squat pattern. Hinging through the hips, trying to seek out a chair, drive to stand. I used to teach this stupid thing years ago. I wish I could take all the videos down where I added this little extra hip squeeze at the end. That's not good for your back, so don't do it. Just come to stand. See? Ever learning, ever evolving. So if you do one of my older workouts and I'm saying for you to do that, don't do it. Older PJs saying, no, don't. All right, reverse flies. This guy, we might not have as much power in, so try your light dumbbells. It's a hip hinge, super important. Feet are going to be hip width now. We hinge, dumbbells under the body, elbows slightly bent, and then from there we just lift up using the shoulders. So once I've got that slight bend of the elbow, I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to keep myself forward so that gravity comes down on the upper back. So as the arms lift, I'm also not lifting up with my upper body. I'm in a fixed position here, Breathing out as I lift up, squeeze the shoulder blade, slowly release home. Beautiful. Now brace those abs, right? A lot of low back here. It's in action. It's holding us in this position. Last few reps, and then we drop on the mat. Root to stand. All right. Side plank. Elbow under shoulder. We can keep this bottom knee bent if we want to modify it. Top leg straight. Now lift up for me. And we want this elbow and shoulder in one line. We there? Awesome. Then from here, we can drop the hip and lift it. Hip and lift it. Intermediate advanced. Hip drops. So we do one set each side. So that makes it a bit more manageable, doesn't it? After this, we go back to that front squat. Stay out of that bottom shoulder. Woo! Woo! It's been a while since we've done those. I don't know why. So effective. All right, grab your heavies. Woo! Yeah. All right. Front squat, if that feels good for you. If not, maybe a little narrower squat for your squat, and then your stance for your squat, and dumbbells are in suitcase hold. Otherwise, take it down, drive it up. Chest is lifted, gaze is up. Good. So, should be feeling a little heavy now, yeah? We're in our last couple of reps. Woo! All right, reverse flies. This is the one where we perhaps drop down a bit, or maybe you can bring it up. Maybe you're like, yeah, you know what? I could do the next set of dumbbells on this. That first set, think of it as a first date, getting to know it, and then from there, see if you can increase the weight. I used to say that when I personal trained my clients after the first month. I'd be like, okay, first date's over. Let's go. But most personal trainers do not train their clients the way the Biggest Loser trained their clients. For one, I don't think we would have clients as personal trainers if we trained them like that. You do not belittle people to make them move or yell or scream at them. Come to stand. There are much better coaching techniques out there. All right, now we're going to do the other side plank. So elbow under shoulder. Start on that bottom knee. See how it feels. Arm is up. Nice long line of the body. So scoot the hips in a bit. Beautiful. Down and up. And then if that feels pretty good, let's ramp it up a bit. If you want to ramp it up some more, go one leg. I can't. I don't have the strength. And I don't have an ego, so I'm okay saying that to you. Woo! Last one of this circuit, and then we move on to our final circuit. Woo! Hot damn, I love that one. And I used to do it all the time. Oh gosh, okay, we're on the mat for the last three. So I'd love for you to grab one heavy. Starting with a staggered stance bridge or a B stance bridge. Have the dumbbell on the hips. Lift hips hip width apart. Feet hip width apart, pardon me. Lift up for me. Now step forward slightly with the right and just have about 20% of weight on that right. We want everything in the left. Lower and lift. So it's the left working. Next round, we'll do the right. Bit of weight on that right side. And we're working the glutes, if you can't feel it by now. If you can't, then let's add a heavier dumbbell for the next set. All right, feet hip width. We're not going to worry too much about the lower body. We're going to superset this with an upper body move. So the glutes will get a rest while we extend the arms and do a skull crusher and focus on the triceps. Now, when the arms are extended, I want you to let them drop back a little bit. So we've already got sort of an extended tricep or a lengthened tricep. Now bend the elbows and press up. So we want the arms in a bit of an angle. We're going to have a fully lengthened tricep muscle and therefore train it a little harder. Making sure we straighten the arm completely. Woo! It's a trembling. Woo! Dumbbell to your side. Finish off with a core move, and then we take it to the top again. Legs are up above for me. The more bent the knee, the easier the exercise. Draw the belly button in, anchor that low back, but we still got a little bit of lumbar curve. Maintain that and slowly drop the heel and back up. For those of you without osteoporosis, if you want to increase the intensity, hand light behind the head and then give me a half crunch and go. So remember, those of you with osteoporosis, we don't want a lot of spinal flexion. That's going to increase your chance of compression fractures. So let's train in a safe, sensible way so you can keep being consistent with your workouts. Breathe it. Last couple of reps. Beautiful. Oh, look who's come to see me. Hello, Miss Bella. How are you? You're in the way, sweetie. We're working. Go on. No, it's not dinner time yet. Go on, Bells. Atta girl. Dumbbell on the hips. Right heel close to the bum. Walk the left one out a little bit. So just the right. We want 80% of working right now. Squeeze the glutes lower down. Feeling it in. More the glute, less the hamstring. If you feel the hamstring, then let's go to a double bridge and really learn how to recruit the glutes. It's a common problem, so it is something I see with many people, or many people in my industry find that our clients just can't recruit their glutes. So let's recruit them first and then add that layer of intensity by trying it on one leg. Woo! All right, we're not going to worry anymore about the lower body. If you can, let's get that heavy dumbbell, holding on to end. Arms are straight up. Then what do we want to do? That's right, we want to bring the arms back a bit. So now the triceps are in a lengthened position. From here, bend down, skull crusher without actually crushing your skull, please. So we want to feel those triceps, muscles behind the arm, yes. Mine are starting to tremble. I know I got the right weight. How about you? Remember my over 50 fitness crew time? You can add what weight you're lifting in the notes section on the app on every workout. All right, legs up, draw the belly button in, but keep that lumbar curve. Non-osteoporosis people, we can add a little bit of a crunch. Everybody now slowly drops the heel. Keep that lumbar curve neutral and back to start. Breathe it. Woo, abs are getting toasty. This is our last exercise, last few reps here. Come on, make them good. Stay strong to the end. Breathe. Time. Woo! Let's straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Easiest stretch for the abs in the world, right here. That felt good. All right, let's do the banana stretch. I love the banana stretch. Take the left leg, kick it outside of the mat, cross the right one over, and then walk your body towards the feet. So you're creating a banana shape. Now we want both shoulders on the ground and both hips on the ground. Take your left hand, grab your right wrist, and pull the arm across. But again, I'm keeping that right shoulder grounded and that right hip grounded. And I'm feeling an amazing stretch through the side of my body, side hip, and a little bit into IT band too. Release the arm first. Let's do the other side. Walk the right foot outside of right mat, left crosses over, and now we're gonna walk our shoulders and our head over, grab onto that left wrist now, gently pull, create that banana shape with the body, other direction. Once again, I got both shoulders on the mat, both hips on the mat, or both glutes on the mat. So cheeks down. Release the arm first, come back to center, knees bent, left ankle crosses over right thigh, pull in for figure 4. Draw that right knee in towards the outside of the shoulder. And if you've got more mobility and it's available to you, you can grab onto the front of the shin. Now let's lift the head up, slide the chin in and lower down so we've got some length in the back of the neck. Ooh, this side's a little tight. How about we just hold it here for a couple minutes? I think I've joked about this before. I just do one workout only where all we do is this stretch. Foot to ground, switch, pull in. Now we're driving that left knee towards the outside of the left shoulder. And then if it's available to us, hands maybe behind the shin, but remembering to keep that length in the back of the neck. If you're unable to, grab that yoga block and place it under the head or a towel or a pillow. It's really important we keep some length in the back of the neck. The vertebrae in the neck is very fragile, and as we get older, it becomes more fragile. So it's always nice to have these little tools beside us when we're working out. Release onto the stomach, elbows under shoulders. Scoop the chest up, look up, shoulders away from ears. Getting extension in the spine and stretching into the abs. Now my back is very tight, so I've been trying to do this on a regular basis. Bend the knees and just windshield wiper them side to side. Feels different, doesn't it? And release. Let's press back and do the opposing action. Now flex the spine. Knees are open, big toes together, drop back, forehead to mat. If that's not available to you, grab that yoga block and build up your ground. Walk the hands forward, lengthening through the sides of the body. Getting some mobility into the shoulders as well. And walk the hands towards you. Use your arms to press yourself up. Come into a seated position, and it could mean popping the hips up on something, or it could even mean sitting in your chair or bench if you got that. Nice and tall in the body. Interlace the hands, place them behind the head, and let's just lift the heart and gaze up and open the elbows up. Release, extend your right arm, fingertips down, rotate them away from the midline of the body. Get into the forearm extensors here. We are holding on to dumbbells for a long time today. So our grip was working big time. Release, fingertips down the other side, and I'm going to literally pull my hand towards me at the same time that I rotate it away from me. There we go. If you're seated on the ground, don't forget about that posture. Nice and tall, sitting on your sit bones. Release the hands. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. You are absolutely amazing showing up, putting in the work, and I applaud you. Drop a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, and we will see you on the next workout. Bye. I had to show you Bella. You saw her walk by. She has now taken over George's bed. There's baby girl. Say hi to everybody, Bella.